Yeah.
or Jeter.
Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us. K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
Hello, welcome to Tuesday night's edition of On Deck. Yes, we are short again. Tim got called away, so we'll hopefully have him back next week. But again, I'm Big B. I'll be the host tonight, and I got my man Dirk. Dirk, how you doing today, bud?
Oh, pretty good, man. Baseball season in full swing. I'm just loving it, especially after last year and everything. And the team I coach, a bunch of high school age kids, we got tryouts tomorrow already for the fall season. So I'm looking forward to it. Get back out in the field. Yep.
So with that being said, let's touch on that. What do you as a coach look for in tryouts? I mean, I know they just do different positions, but what do you look for as a coach?
The way I coach and the way I want players, I want to see guys that are engaged, guys that hustle, which is 90% of coaches will see that. The guy that doesn't give up in a tryout. I want to see the guys run everything out full speed, not when we give them hitting and stuff. I want to see when they're batting, I want to see a little attitude. When they strike out, I want to see a little dang it, and I look at mechanics, fielding, pitching, batting and stuff like that. And there's a lot of guys that have good mechanics, but when it comes, I always try to watch players in a tryout when it's not their turn, but they're like in the field. Are they just goofing off and a ball's hit out? Or are they trying to catch every ball, even though they're not in a position? Say it's the batting portion, I want them guys. I want the guys that show something, and of course I coach teenagers, so a lot of times they're shy. But if I get a couple guys come up to me, hey coach, I'm Joe, I'm this, good to meet you. I like that because it shows a little adultness, if I can use that word, and aggressive. They know I'm one of the coaches, so they know to go contact me. A lot of guys are pretty shy at this age, but fundamentals are easy to see. It's the other stuff, the mental side. What are they doing? Do they, if we have a base running play in the tryouts, stealing a bag or something, are they, really reacting, or are they just, I'm going to steal, and, they don't blow out their first three steps like you should. It's the other stuff. The guys that are talented are always going to be on the team. You get a kid that hits it 350 feet, has a rocket arm, and you're always going to sign, we want that kid, and then you find out later about their attitude and stuff. And sometimes it surprises you. Guys with that athleticism may not be the best team player on the team. I would rather have, let's pick an example. I'm losing my thought right now. A guy I'd rather have a guy that hits 250, 270, but runs everything out, dives after every ball, throws as hard. He never gives up on a play than the kid that's just naturally talented, but kind of goofs it once in a while. You get 10 Charlie Hustles, 10 Pete Roses on the team, you're hardly ever going to lose.
Yeah.
Things like that. That's what, as a coach, you look for, that intangible.
I know when I played, I had a lot of coaches come up to me and, during the season or after the season goes, man, I wish I had 10 guys with your heart,
Mm-hmm.
we wouldn't lose. And, coming from a coach, that's always good to hear.
Yes.
And actually being a lefty, I know we as lefties don't play certain positions, but I was out there practicing every position out there. And in high school, in high school, I did start at least one game in each position.
Yep.
So
I have a lefty on my team. He's not going to play this fall because he's doing football, but he is absolutely the best glove on the team. Yeah. I have no problem putting him at shortstop or second base. Nice. He's really it's funny. He likes to play first the most, right? But he's so valuable in the field. He's our best outfielder. I put him in center field. He lays out every time, and he'll catch it most of the times. He just has a knack about it. And so I need to, I don't want to make him, he likes to play first, so I put him there, but I want him to realize that he's so good in the outfield. You don't get a lot of action in the outfield, but he does the team better being out there.
He'll understand that someday. I mean,
yeah, they're young. He's one of the younger guys. He's 14.
Yeah, I've always had coaches tell me that, man, if you're a right-handed, you'll be a better asset, but being left-handed, it is what it is. I actually like playing third more than first. So we got a couple.
There's been lefty major leaguers played third. That's not really an oddball for it, And you always
it's not a regular thing though. So, So we got a comment here from Justin. Thanks for joining in. Thoughts on the young Red Sox prospect, Jaron Dunn, and not going to the Olympics? Yeah,
I may think he wants to concentrate on his pro career. Most guys. I don't know where he is in the Red Sox system. I've heard the name. And the Red Sox are kind of loaded, but going to the Olympics is a special thing. I'm quite sure he thought long and hard about it, and he might feel going to the Olympics may stall his progress for some reason. But, you only get a chance to represent your country. And me being a veteran, I'd say drop it all. Go, and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's something to think about too, young enough, I could probably, represent the team now. But we've also seen players come out of retirement to represent them too down the road. I think who did I just see do it now?
Todd Frazier.
Yeah,
he
Frazier
retired. I mean, he's still.
Yeah,
he's
still playable, but
Olympics, he'll be great.
Yeah. So, and then a shout out to James. He's jumped on and said he's going to check us out later. He's got appointments to make up. So thanks, James. And then our lovely queen of Coast to Coast, Joanne. Speaking of amazing high school players, our friend Justin is on a hitting streak. His first 2 home runs. 2 weeks ago. Hit his first home run 2 weeks ago. Then he also hit a grand slam today. So congrats, Justin.
That's totally awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully one of the parents got it on video.
Yep.
My boys hit a couple of home runs in high school, and I was so lucky. I got the first one on one. I got the first one on the other. I couldn't believe it. Of course, the first one on my twins, I got the home run, and for some reason, my finger hit the button as he was running the first. I had him on the camera running around in his teammates, but it wasn't recording. Oh my God.
Oh no.
But I got the ball going off the scoreboard, Okay. And my other twin, he hit a moonshot and got the whole thing. As a parent, and you're probably right there, Big B. It's you video, but you want to watch the game, and it's like every time you put the camera down, then they do the big play. So but yeah, congrats to that young man. Grand slam. I bet his teammates were just jumping all over him.
I know when I hit my first home run in Little League, I'm running the bases. I come around third, and of course we're on the first base side. So I see my teammates just jumping around like monkeys in a cage, just jumping around. And then I get to, get through the crowd, my teammates, and at the end, my mom is sitting there. She's got tears in her eyes. So I know it was a proud moment for her, and it was a proud moment for me. So I'll never forget my first home run. So
I got one quick story. My oldest son, when he was playing varsity, one of his teammates, we were at an away game, and one of his teammates, the catcher, hit a home run, and he was really well liked on the team. So what everybody in the dugout did, they ran out and behind the dugout, and he crossed home plate. Nobody was there. He went in the dugout, and he's like holding his hands out, and he's like, "Come on," and then they all loved him,
the first home run shenanigans they pull. So
oh yeah, believe me, we think we're clever at pulling stuff. Them guys got it all planned out ahead of time. Hey, if so and so Jack's won, we're gonna do this.
No, we're all gonna look away, or we're not gonna acknowledge it.
Not talk to him. Yep.
Yeah, that's one thing with high school and amateur ball. They always try to pull that stuff. So, speaking of that, Derek, how about your Mets this past week? How'd they do?
Well, we took 2 out of 3 from the evil Empire. They played really well. Had a big comeback on the first game on Sunday. Lost the second game 4-2. The Yankees bought out Michael Green, I think, and he was pretty good. He shut him down. But they took 2 out of 3. And between the Mets and the Red Sox, the Yankees had a horrible week. Woohoo! They lost like 8 out of 9. They are 1 game over 500 and 10 games out of first place. Again, woohoo! Mets beat the Brewers yesterday, so some of the Mets hitters are starting to warm up a little bit. Pete Alonso's got his batting average up in the 260s. He's hit a couple of bombs this week. Conforto came back last week. He had a big hit last night. So he's going to get going. Nimmo is back in center field. His first game back, he went 2 for 3 with a walk, a couple of nice line drive hits. Good to see the regulars back. Jeff McNeil came back, and he's doing well. J.D. Davis, third base, he had a setback in his rehab. Looks like he may be out for a while. Hence the rumors for Josh Donaldson. Okay. And, earlier in the week I said, I don't think they're gonna, but now I'm wondering, because the rumors have gotten strong. He's still got a little something left, it seems. He's a 250, 260 hitter. He's got like 13 or 14 home runs, good defense, I don't know. If they don't have to give up too much for him, I'd be all for it. I just don't want him to give up one of their prospects,
Yeah, I think, being on the Twin side of things, take them. I mean, Twins ain't going nowhere. They're just
and he's probably, what is he? Did he sign a 1-year deal or a 2-year deal with them?
I think it was a 2 or 3 year deal. So
yeah, he's on the back end of his career, but going over his stats, he's still kind of productive. He was better than I thought he was.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not the 40 home run guy anymore, but it looks like he can still hit 25 bombs and drive in 80 runs. Yeah. He still hits decently, 250, and good glove. That usually with a player doesn't really go away. It's the batting and
stuff. Yeah, I heard the rumors are strong. I'm surprised I haven't heard any rumors for Cruz yet, but I know only a select team are going to take him because of him only being able to play DH. So,
Yeah,
but,
he's having an awesome year. I mean,
yeah. But for the Twins, nothing's changed. I mean, they're look like they're going to pull their heads out there, and all of a sudden another injury happens, or they just don't get the breaks. But this past week, 4-6 in the last 10 games. They're on a 2-game winning streak, but last time I checked, they're losing 2-1 against the White Sox right now. So, but as far as trades go, I think everybody else is waiting for that one team to make that big splash right now, and then I think the dominoes will fall. So,
exactly.
so yeah, I hope. I mean, to me, I hope Donaldson goes somewhere that he can help them. The Mets seem like a good fit, so
Yeah.
you
Yeah, the Twins got a couple of good pitchers that would fit with teams like them. What's the one?
Orioles.
Barrios.
Yep,
And who's the other guy?
Maeda.
Yeah, and they're good pitchers.
Yeah.
You look at their numbers; they're pretty good. And the Twins, they have some good young players. Kepler.
Yep.
And Sano. He's not doing that good this year, but he's been good.
Yeah, he's he either hits it long or, I mean, if he gets on a streak, he's a good player, but it just seems like it's either hit or miss. So
yeah, I think the Twins are in that in limbo area. They're not a terrible team, but they're not a real good team, and they need something needs to break for them. Get a couple of prospects up that would help, or make a couple of trades for some prospects.
Exactly.
Raid the Yankees farm system, please.
God, we would like to raid a lot of people's farm systems just to get things going. So, but moving on, kind of spoke on a little bit earlier, back behind the scenes. DeGrom, his last 2 starts, I think he's given up 5 runs, but I still think he's pitched 13 innings or so, and he's got a strikeout. So our team's figuring him out.
His last start, I think he gave up 2 runs in the first inning, a home run, and then a double and a single or something like that.
Okay.
And he went in the dugout and he slammed his glove down. He got really pissed off. And over the next 6 innings, he struck out 14 guys.
Yeah. so you're not, as a Mets fan, you're not worried that he's going to start getting lit up more.
No, it's pitching. Bat's going to hit the ball sometimes. Having a 0.5 ERA is really stupid. He's up to 0.95 right now, but
it's still stupid.
It's if he finishes below 1, it'll be freaky. It's like Gibson's 1.12. That is just a lot of guys have had 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, and that's where the greatness is. Maddox, Schmaltz, Glavine, them 3.
It's hard to believe that those 3 alone didn't win more World Series as good as they were.
That was
I just can't believe that Braves team.
The Braves, they won the National League East like 10 years in a row.
Yeah.
They had the best pitching.
They got 1 ring.
It just they made a couple of World Series, but they just couldn't pull it off, and that's why you play the games. They just didn't have that extra touch, that extra bit of luck, that blue base hit, when they needed it. They were a great team, and they finished first every year, most of the 90s into the early 2000s, but the Yankees took a few from them. The Marlins, overcame. It's just
our guy Jason chimes in. 14 consecutive AL East champions and 1 World Series.
Yeah.
I'll still never
Yeah.
forget the 91 there, Jason. So
Yeah. Twinkies.
yeah.
And
So
yeah, they were. I mean, who can explain it? Some teams get the playoffs every year, and then they fold. I could never pinpoint it. They had Bobby Cox as a manager, and a couple other guys. That didn't seem to be it. It just somebody would make a miracle play and they would lose.
yep.
Just you don't get on a run like that, and do it. And you're good even if you do that 14 in one World Series, you're good. You're one of the best teams of the century. You can say you're right up there with the Yankees and the Cardinals and those teams. You just didn't win the World Series.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it's just it. That's the way baseball goes.
Yep. Yeah, and there's Justin chiming in with the Red Sox 04, 07, 13, 18. So, yeah, I mean, the Twins haven't been there since 91, and I know Tim's Seattle Mariners haven't been there yet, so he doesn't know what that's like. So,
Yeah.
But,
Well,
speaking of All-Stars, I mean, Ohtani made history this past week, being selected as a starter and as a pitcher. Chris, I know we talked. Did you get a slide of the All-Star game rosters? If not, I got them pulled up.
Yeah, I'll get it 1 second.
Okay,
Yeah.
no problem. So we'll talk. We'll get some of these comments going. Justin chimes in. Ken Griffey should have won a World Series.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of greats that should have gotten there and won one. I mean, Seattle had the big year, most wins, and didn't get out of the.
Well, heck, they had
round.
that 1 year where they won 112
Yeah,
games.
that's what I'm talking about. So,
what you gotta do? It's just it sucks.
Isaiah chimes in, and when y'all gonna want to come back? Isaiah, you got an open invite. I mean, anytime you got free, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jason chimes in, being an odd number year, what are the chances the Giants win the title? That's another thing, a coincidence too. Giants seem to win it on the odd years, so
Giants are really good.
yeah,
They've got a nice mix of veterans and young players. They haven't had any kind of slump this year. They're playing 600 ball, and when they played at Dodgers, they kicked their behinds.
Yeah, we got
and which except for the Yankees Red Sox rivalry, that might be the second number 2 rivalry in baseball.
And if the Pirates keep growing, they're going to join that rivalry too, I think. So
yeah.
Justin also chimes in. Barry Bonds. I think there's a lot of people that are 50-50 on Bonds. So I mean, he should have got in. I mean, now here's a good one. We know Curt Schillings doesn't want to be on the ballot anymore. Should he be in the Hall of Fame? Justin's asking. Yes, he should.
Without a doubt.
I don't understand
he's so outspoken, he pisses off all the writers.
That's the whole problem.
But he's right when he talks. No doubt, Curt Schilling, blood on the ankle, World Series, and the Phillies, Red Sox. He was an awesome pitcher.
Arizona for a year or two.
Yep. And it's sad because some of the writers take it personally, and a guy that has stats, and just because he speaks his mind and it pisses off the writer, that shouldn't affect it. It's like you should be blind. Don't put his name up there. Put his stats.
Yep.
What he did in playoffs, you could probably tell by the stats, but it should be a blind thing. Fred McGriff should be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
No, he's another one.
There's
Justin chimes in again. Another guy that's on everybody's not Hall of Fame list, A-Rod.
Yep. Well, it's the steroid era. Just like Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire,
Sosa.
Sammy Sosa, even Canseco. He was kind of an idiot, but he hit almost 500 home runs, and they got to make, they're going to let Pete Rose in for the gambling. The steroid era is come and gone. You still get guys doing stuff, but it's not like it was. And, put him in with an asterisk. I don't know, to me, Mark McGuire, Barry Bonds, and even Sammy Sosa would have been put up good enough numbers to be Hall of Fame without doing stuff. Barry Bonds, when he was in Pittsburgh in his first couple of years, San Francisco, before he got buff, he was already doing it. He was hitting 25 home runs a year, 300 hitter, Gold Glove defense, stealing bases. If you did that for 15 years, bam, Hall of Fame.
Bonds definitely was at a Hall of Fame pace when he was with the Pirates going into the Giants. So,
it's and it's funny because baseball won't let them do that, but they can still be coaches.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you punishing them or are you just not letting them get the glory? It's the steroid era did do a lot of it hurt a lot of guys. A-Rod, you look at the number, and he only evidently, because he was here in Texas for a couple of years, he only did steroids for a couple of years. I think it was to get over injuries and stuff. He was natural when he was on Seattle, 40 home runs, 280, 290, 300, and then came to Texas. He got hurt. He had 50 home runs. He was one MVP. And I think, and he kind of has insinuated he made mistakes along the way, but I don't think steroids helped him as much as they helped as far as home runs helped Barry Bonds or even McGuire. Them guys were big, strong dudes anyway, and they just got bigger,
All right. So here's the AL starters, it looks like. Sorry to cut you off, Dirk.
I see that.
So we got Perez catching, Glad Jr., Simmons at second, Devers from Boston at third, Bogarts at third or short, Trout, Judge, and Hernandez in the outfield, and Ohtani DHing. Do you got any problems with that?
Absolutely not. Trout, of course, is out.
Yep. We'll get an injury replacement there.
DH reserves. The reserves are the big
reserves
thing.
are Zuno from Tampa, Alvarez from second, Bochette from short, Cora from short, Matt Olson at first, Ramirez at third, Walsh first baseman, and then the outfield is Bradley, Gallows, Garrar, Mullins.
Garcia. Cedric Mullins on Baltimore is just it's weird. Baltimore is a bad team, but they've got like 3 or 4 really, really good players and pitchers on that team.
And then honestly, the DH or the only Twins representative should be Cruz, and he is. So starting pitchers, we got Bieber, Cole, Edward, or Nathan from Boston, Gibson, Kiyoshi, Lynn, Rendon. So far I don't see any big names missing. Barnes, Chapman, Hendricks, Presley, and Sudo as reserve pitchers.
I will say Chapman, it's by reputation. He's having a horrible year. His ERA is like 4. He still throws 104, but maybe age is starting to catch up with him. He's a little wilder.
Okay, so National League starters: Posey, Freeman, Frazier, Nolan, Tatis Jr., Acuña's, the Cincinnati
Castellanos.
Guys. Yep, and Winker. So
Yep.
again, I don't see any people that are missing there.
Nope.
Ramuto catching, Abez at second, Bryant at third, Crawford, Cornwall, Escobar, Max, and you got Turner, Betts, and Reynolds, Shibar, and Soto, and Taylor. Again, not a name that I don't see a name missing from there. You know, then starting pitchers, you got Barnes, Darvish, Grom, Guzman, Martinez, Rogers, Wheeler, and Wolof. Okay.
For the starting pitchers, I got to make a case for
Stroman,
Taijuan Walker for the Mets. He has been dominant. Stroman has been dominant. He got a little hurt a couple weeks ago, so a couple of his starts have been like he missed the start and stuff. But they're, and a lot of pitchers in the National League you could probably put in there. Woodruff in Milwaukee has been doing an awesome job. Zach Wheeler, ex-Met. Damn, I wish they'd have signed him. But, that was a money decision. He showed flashes, and they said, well, and the relievers, Hader, I've seen him pitch. That guy's crazy. Melicon, San Diego, he's always good. Kimbrell, still, geez, what is he, 35 years old? Still hangs the arm out there. And he still does it. Alex Reyes, St. Louis, looks like a really good young pitcher, so it looks like got our guy Isaiah, Chris Bassett, biggest nub. He said that Colin told him Chapman should not have made it. Let's see here. And then any predictions at trades? What do you think? Any big moves you think will be made? Any guys? I know Escobar has been talked about getting moved so he might get moved again for the Twins side. I see Cruz for sure going somewhere. Probably Donaldson to your Mets. Some pitching, Barrios and Maeda. Somebody's going to make a move for Nelly. It's going to be an American League team. If Seattle makes a little run, say in the next 2 weeks they win 12 out of 14 and put themselves right up in there.
Don't stroke the ego of Tim right now. I mean, don't get them all excited.
I'm setting them up. I think Texas, even though I like their team now and they got some good young players.
Gibson's probably on his way out.
They earlier in the season they're talking Gallo, but he's only 27. Why would you trade a player away? He's Gold Glove defense. He gets on base at a ridiculous rate. He doesn't hit for a high average, but he'll get you 40 bombs too. And would you take a Rob Deere type player that hits 210, 40 home runs, and 100 walks every year? Yes, you would. And he plays awesome defense. And you got Garcia in center field, well deserved. He is an awesome center fielder. The guy I think that the Rangers may have to trade, he's having the best year of his career, is your boy Kirk Gibson. I went to the game last week. And, I've looked at his career stats. He's been a decent, slightly above average pitcher his whole career. He's pretty steady, right around a 3.5, 4 ERA, a good number 3, number 4 guy. And this year, at age 33, I think he's put it together because he is watching him pitch. He is hitting his spots. He is hitting the corners. He is pitching lights out. And it's sad he only is 6-0 because he's had like 17 starts, but he gets them into the 6th inning and then the
He's kind of got that
Rangers-
DeGrom factor going. He'll hold
Yeah,
him
a
in there.
little
and then-
bit, yeah. But I personally, I think he would be a great fit on the Mets. They'd plug him right in behind Walker as a number 4 starter, and I don't know what the Rangers would demand, because I know the Mets are really not interested in giving up any of their top prospects, but they have some guys that are well thought of in the lower minors.
Yeah.
They actually have a decent farm system for a change. He would fit right in. I don't know.
We'll
he's the
see.
guy.
I mean, at this time, a lot of phones are ringing and
Mhm.
nobody's hanging up on
It's going to be after the All-Star break.
Yeah.
And like you said, somebody's going to make a deal for somebody, and then it's going to all fall.
Yeah.
It's got to be a 10-day feeding frenzy.
Yep, exactly.
Because there's some teams, like the Mariners, they're right there. Really, they're only a couple of games out. They've got good young players. Maybe they're going to be a buyer instead of a seller. They're talking about the one pitcher may go, but Baltimore, their pitching. Means is a really good pitcher. He's young. And so can you help? They got Mullins and a couple other guys that are pretty good, and do you want to trade a future 5-time All-Star over next 10 years pitcher? I'm just saying, for some prospects, or do you want to build around him? Because he's only like 24, 25. He's kind of a young guy, and it's I can't I don't know who else. The Cubs are sinking fast.
Well, speaking of the Cubs, Justin has a comment here. Red Sox might go get he wants the Red Sox to go get Chris Bryant.
Well, he can play in the outfield because he ain't pushing Devers out of third base. Or he can be a DH.
And Bryant first.
Showing his athleticism, he plays a decent outfield.
Yeah, he does.
Because they use I can't remember the guy's name at third. Wilson, a young guy, and he's hitting 300. But Bryant also, he might be 29 or 30. But the Cubs are not that bad of a team. They got Rizzo, they got Baez. I don't know what the problem is with them. Why aren't they better?
Isaiah chimes in and thinks the Cubs should be in full sale mode. Trade Baez, Bryant, Kimball, and others.
Oh my God!
After the 10-game losing streak.
Harry Carey just turned over in his grave.
Yeah, no kidding. So.
You're talking about trading away guys all under 30. They're just, and as we discussed earlier, we're in the first half of the season. They got a hole to dig out, and they've lost like 10 in a row. But suppose in August they go 20-5, you're right back in it. And they got the team that can do it. Contreras, the catcher, he's awesome. Baez at short, Wilson at third, Rizzo at first. Oh my God, Bryant in left field. They're all all-star capable players. It's Kimbrel is your closer. He's an all-star. Is it their starting pitching or something? Maybe trade one of them guys for a couple.
I don't see trading all of them. I mean,
not all of them.
And then
Justin's fire sale.
Yeah, and then Justin's out there putting more hope in Tim's hands with saying the Mariners might win the division. So, and I can't disagree with Justin's other comment here. Is the Giants manager of the year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nobody expected them to do what they're doing.
Oh God, Gabe, yeah. Absolutely. And he played here in Texas for a few years, so I got to hear him talk a lot. He's really an awesome dude. He was a fairly good major league player. He didn't live up to his minor league stats, but you know, he was a good guy. He's a health freak. He's ripped. You know, I don't know if he's eaten a cheeseburger in 20 years, you know, but his attitude is very aggressive playing baseball, and I love that. You know, And
then Justin also chimes in, and do you think the Cubs fired Dave Ross after this year? He's been there, 2-3 years now?
Yeah. I thought he was going to be a great manager, but this is the first bad year they've had. We got to see how it finishes out. He was an outstanding leader as a catcher, which usually a lot of catchers make really good managers, you know. And who's their GM? Theo Epstein. You know, maybe they need to take a different approach. I really like the wait and see how the Cubs season finishes out. There's too many good players on that team.
Yeah, I'd probably go him another year or two and see what happens. So.
Yeah, you know, let them get, you know, at least give them next year. You know, hey, if they play 600 ball the rest of the year, you know, they have a shot at the wild card. You know, I think it's their pitching that's got to get straightened out. You know,
exactly.
Like I said, I think if you trade one of them guys, maybe Bryant, to get I think
Bryant would be unless somebody needs a good closer. I mean, so
yeah, but normally you don't trade position players for pitchers. You know, that doesn't work a lot.
Yeah. So for my stat today, I'm just going to go back in baseball history. I couldn't find nothing really stood out. So let's see here. So we'll go back to 1929. I know, Dirk, this is just a few years before you were born.
Shut up.
So it's a game, I think it's the Philadelphia Redbird. No, Philadelphia, one of their teams against the Cardinals.
Athletics?
Maybe.
St. Louis.
It was the Cardinals.
The Athletics were in Philadelphia, and then they moved to Oakland. Okay.
So anyway, so the game starts off, they bat around 10 runs. So the final score of that game, 28-6. So, you know, that was a modern major league or national league record at the time. But back then, I mean, to score that many runs, I mean, you don't see it too often. I mean, you know, probably I should look up a box score if they have it to see if there's a lot of long balls or something, But yeah, that was, you know, a quick stat. You know, nothing exciting. I'll keep hunting for some good ones.
Well, runs in a game. 10 or 12 years ago, the Rangers beat the Orioles 33 to 6.
Oh yeah, they just,
you know, and it was
I remember that game.
It was like watching a slow pitch softball game.
That's when you start asking fans to come in and start playing and stuff like that. So, but all right. So last couple of weeks we've been doing, you know, all-star type of drafts for us. You know, musicians or celebrities that we put on a team. Our favorite, you know, 9 players on our team. Today we're gonna go a little bit different. In honor of 4th of July. And Dirk, I hope you had a good 4th with the hot dog eating contest.
My boy Joey, 76 in 10 minutes.
I don't know. How many hot dogs could
he beat his record. He did 76 hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes. I don't know how you even shove that much stuff in your face in 10 minutes. It's unbelievable.
How long would it take you to eat 75 hot dogs?
An hour, if I could do it. If I could do it. There's always the regurgitation factor.
Yeah. For me, I think it would take a good day to do it because I don't know if I could eat them constantly.
You'd be low and slow.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna do our top 9 foods that we like. You know, maybe try to tie them into positions. So for starters, what's a good starting food that you would have at a party or something? For me, it's got to be something that's going to last. So I'm going to go simple and easy, like chips and dip, because that can last all day long. That's where you want your starters to do is last. So what about you, Dirk?
Okay. Well, I'm here in Texas. Like a starter, they like and they're great. They like the little weenies in barbecue sauce.
Yeah, that's
That's been
one.
Sitting in that crock pot for like 6 hours.
Yep.
Or the little meatballs.
Yep. Okay.
That's an awesome party type favor thing.
So catching wise, you'd think of catches as a backstop, I guess something. So I guess for me it would be like hot dogs. They're always there. That you can always count on somebody to bring hot dogs in, I guess. So how about you? What would your backstop
I'm gonna go big with the catcher position because I'm Italian. Pasta.
Oh, there you go. Pasta salad.
Pasta,
Yeah, that'd be good. All right. So moving up
to no.
Yeah, exactly. So moving to first, big power, the main dish. I'm going to go with a nice stack of ribs as my first. How about you there, Dirk?
I think I'd go with like an 1.5-inch ribeye.
Ooh,
nice and thick, cooked just right. Don't even need a knife.
Cut it with the fork.
over a good grill.
Okay. Second base. To me, this would be kind of like your little side dishes. So I think like a nice potato salad. Not a big fan of it, but it's always there at the party. So how about you, Dirk?
Yeah, I ain't gonna go salad yet. I'm gonna slap that away with a nice pepperoni pizza with garlic and extra cheese, crispy on the bottom.
Okay, so putting a little pop at second there. All right, so shortstop. This is I'll probably do like a sweet, here, so I go with like some kind of cookie or donuts or something, something sweet right there at short. So how about you there, bud?
Oh man, you're bringing up the go to sleep factor early.
You get that little excitement. You get that little excitement in there,
Yeah. Shortstop, you want something classy and smooth. How about some nice Maine lobster with drawn butter?
Class. There you go. I like that.
I
like that. Over at third, another power position, something, I go for a nice juicy burger at third, I think, with all the toppings on there. So what about you, Dirk?
Yeah, we're gonna waddle away from this one. Third base, I'm gonna go with a nice rack of baby back ribs, Texas style, with a nice rub and a spicy, sweet barbecue sauce glaze on it.
All right. So now we're in the outfield over at right, or left. I'm sorry. We'll go with left first. God, so many choices. I guess I go with the nice, baked chicken, maybe even fried chicken over there at right and left. How about you, Dirk?
Well, I want my outfielders to be fast.
Yeah.
So they got to be kind of healthy. So I'm going to go with a nice on a grill Atlantic salmon.
Ooh, that does sound good. All right. So in center, the speed spot, this is where I'm going to really get healthy and, just a nice old-fashioned salad with some French dressing on top.
Mm-hmm.
Big garden salad. I do for that for center. How about you?
Let me see. For center field, he's got to have the gun. He needs protein, but he's got to be quick. I'm going to go with a nice romaine shrimp Caesar salad with the really big romaine leaves that you get at the good restaurant. You use a fork and knife on them with shrimp, grilled shrimp. You can maybe Cajun, put a little spice in it,
Ooh.
in there and everything.
Okay. Over and right, I'm going to go classic. I'm going to go with some chicken wings, barbecue, whatever kind of flavor. So I'm going with some probably some nice spicy wings over there and right. How about you?
That's a good idea. I think my right fielder's gonna go with about 30 Hooters 3 Mile Island Daytona style wings.
There you go.
He's gonna be big and a bit slow, but he's gonna get a jet assist here and have a cannon arm.
Yeah. No. So there you guys have it in honor of. Well, I guess today's honor of Fried Chicken Day. I guess today. I didn't know that. So in honor of 4th of July and our hot dog eating champ, we broke down our top 9 and 10 foods that we enjoy. So got about 10 minutes there, Dirk. Anything jump out at you this past week or going forward, rumor wise, or something you saw for baseball?
Yeah, I'm not paying attention to a lot of the rumors right now because that's what they are.
Yep.
I've seen some ridiculous ones. As far as this All-Star weekend, I kind of want to sit down and watch the Futures game.
Okay.
Because there's some dudes down there, Bobby Witt Jr. for one. He's a local guy here, and of course we know who his daddy was. And there's some talent there. I want to watch that game, and see that. And over the past, really since Josh Hamilton lit it up at Yankee Stadium, I've become more interested in the home run derby, because the players seem to like it. And, if you watch that one, that's it. He didn't even win it, but that one round he had was just chills up your spine.
The record-breaking round,
And I think a lot of us here in Texas, because of his story and the struggles he's went through and his struggles since then, it really touched a lot of people. So I'm looking for I usually don't. I might tune in the All-Star game and watch it and stuff, but I love watching the young guys, and I'm kind of interested in the home run derby now. It seems they make it fun. It's a funny thing that the players will say things. I love it. They have the kids in the outfield, whoever they are, and they're all running to catch a ball. I just love that, and that's what, to me, that's baseball. That's what baseball is about.
No, for me, I mean, the All-Star game, definitely the home run contest. I do tune into the Futures game, see some of the young guys. I kind of like watching the celebrity softball game. See some of the old guys, coming out there.
Some of them dudes can play.
Yep, exactly. And now that they added the Wounded Warrior guys, each team gets one of them.
That'll be an awesome thing.
Is there anything you would like to see them do at the All-Star game? Some kind of skill challenge at all, or do you just think it's home run contest is probably
home run contest is good. Maybe some kind of outfield throw to home contest, who can be the most accurate from 300 feet out, have a line and the guy has to throw. Maybe you get a couple guys who can turn the quickest double play, have a machine hit them the ball right to them. So it's all the same for all the guys who can turn it the quickest. It's not a runner running down it. It's just who can go bang, 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 the quickest. Something like that. They're doing a lot of things. So, but hey, you throw ideas out there, it may work,
What do you think about, I know basketball's done this last few years for their All-Star game. How about a draft? What do you think? Top 2 vote getters get to pick their teams.
I don't like it.
You don't? Okay.
No, yeah. You know what? Let's do the East versus the West, American League versus The National League, just keep it. Basketball, they just face it. The baseball All-Star game is the best All-Star game. Basketball, they don't play defense. It's just running up and down. You see the guys. Football, NFL is awful. Hockey's not bad. They do a lot.
I like the 3-on-3
a little bit. It's usually a high-scoring game. They don't tough it up on defense. Yeah. But baseball, they play the game. They play. They don't, these guys are.
Well, they got to. It's for the World Series.
Yeah, and there's that thing too, because you get the home field for your league. Baseball. Do you like that? I don't want them to trick it up. I do like the All-Star uniforms, kind of. I've seen some pictures and the hats, and that's kind of cool. And it, of course, it's all somebody came up with it. It's all marketing and stuff, but that's kind of cool.
Well, they're going to sell because everybody's going to want a piece of that All-Star game.
As far as baseball, maybe they can all wear National League similar uniforms, but wear their team hat.
Okay.
Something like
I got what you're saying.
Just to have it a little, because it is kind of unique, wearing their team uniform.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I think is cool anyway.
I do too. I think it's cool. So, but what is your thoughts on the winner of the All-Star game getting home field advantage? Because it used to be every other year. If the National League had the All-Star game, then home field would be American League. So, what do you think?
It used to be years ago. Whoever had the best record had the home field in the World Series. But they want to make it more. Hey, they wanted to make the All-Star game mean something. Like I think this came about 15 or 20 years ago. I'm fine with that. That's okay. You want your league. National League gets home series. It doesn't matter your record. That's fine. It's not messing with the fabric of the game so much.
Okay.
It used to be if Yankees won 100 games and the Dodgers won 90, Yankees get home field advantage. But
then it wasn't it? Then after that, was it like the host of the All-Star game be American League or National League? Didn't the National League or the opposite get the?
Yeah, they did a couple of things, and I'm like, of course, this year they moved the game from Atlanta.
Yeah, we're not going to get
because of political issues. I'm like, okay, everybody, just get over it. I'm tired of political stuff coming into sports.
So when the Mets, don't get home field because of the All-Star game, who are you going to blame? Phillies or the Braves or Dodgers?
I'm gonna freaking blame Nelson Cruz for hitting the home run that won the game.
Yeah, that'd be something.
Put it on your Twins,
So, but Ohtani has a chance to make some history. He's going to pitch and he's going to hit, and I don't think
he's just awesome. He's gotten better, and he's been good since he came in the league, but. This power he's showing, and
he's not that big of a guy. He's
actually. I looked it up. He's 6'4", 210.
Okay,
he's a big dude.
Okay. He's not muscular.
Well, 6'4", 210 is kind of slender, but he's probably pretty sinewy. And he hits 450-foot home runs, and he doesn't have the body that looks at it, but I think his wrists are probably real strong and he can just pop on the ball. And the way he uses that kind of Japanese style of hitting where he sways his body into the ball, he gets more of his weight into it,
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what he does in the run contest and if it affects his swing the rest of the year. So,
yeah,
some people said that they don't think it will.
Some people say that affects them, and I'm like, you're telling me, when these guys are taking batting practice, they don't have bets among themselves who can jack 10 out. It's
or the furthest one.
I can't see that, but some guys it seems to affect. But also, you look at them guys' careers. Second half is not as good as the first half. It just depends.
I think it affects right-handers more than lefties because I don't remember it affecting Griffey all that much when he was in there. But Griffey has that sweet swing, you know.
Mhm. And some guys just have a beautiful swing. They don't need to try to jack it, you know, like Pujols in that thing. You know, his swing. He's a big guy. He didn't need to put anything extra into it. Maybe Justin Morneau, not quite as big, still a big guy, but he had to put something into it. You know, some guys like that Todd Frazier won it. You know, he was a strong hitter. He hit home runs, but he never had a high batting average and never drove in a lot of runs. But he won the home run contest one year. You know, little feather in your cap.
Yeah, exactly. So with that being said, coming up on the hour mark. So, Dirk, any final thoughts? Got you about 30 seconds. Give it away.
Well, let's go Mets. Beat the Brewers. Keep rolling. We really need to get a good roll going on. Win 15 out of 20. Put some space. The NL East. They're fighting amongst themselves. That's why nobody has an outstanding record. Yeah. They're all, even the Marlins in last place, they're good. The Phillies are good. The Nationals are good, you know. And as far as my Rangers here in Dallas, hey, guys, just keep playing the way you're playing. You're playing exciting baseball. You're young. You know, if you play 500 the rest of the year and finish, you know, with 75, 80 wins right in there, that's a good year for you guys. It's a building step. So let's go baseball.
All right. So closing thoughts here. Go through some quick scores. Bottom of the ninth, Twins are about to lose it. 4-1. White Sox. Diamondbacks are top of the ninth or top of fifth. 3-1 over the Rockies. Phillies are destroying the Cubs. 15-7. Bottom of 7.
Poor Cubs.
Reds and the Royals, top of 9. Reds up 6-3. Astros over the Athletics, 6-9. Bottom of 7. Angels over the Red Sox in the middle of the 5th. So bottom of the 5th, they're going into 3-1.
Yeah.
And then the Yankees and the Mariners. Sorry, Tim. Top of 2nd. It's already 6-0. So.
Oh, come on, Mariners.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it looks like they put up 3 in the first, 3 in the second so far. Stanton homered. Sanchez walked the score. So it looks like they get some bases loaded action here. So sorry, Tim. I know how it feels, though. But with that being said, Dirk, it's been another great show. Fans, thank you for tuning in. Remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I think the link is attached to the comments. For a prize at the end of the month, we're going to do a drawing. So that's
Thanks for all the comments tonight we got from the various people. I love that.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell your friends, you know, just pop on.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, definitely share the show. Tell them what you're seeing. So again, that's Dirk. My name is Big B. And Chris, thank you for the background work you do. You do an amazing job. And that is this is for On Deck. See you next week. Have a good one.
Let's go, Mets.